Alright, so we're starting the build on our soffits. We build ours with plywood. This started as a 4x8 sheet, just a standard 4x8 sheet, nothing weird. It got cut in half, and then we're going to cut it in half again. But right now, we're just splitting them up and getting them stacked, and we'll start punching holes in them and get them trimmed up to fit.
Well done, babes.
There you go.
Sweet. The beginning of the soffits.
Now we'll just throw these in with the rest of them. Alright, so we got our soffit rough cuts here. We've got them marked out, so we're going to cut them down to what we have for our fit size on our roof. I've got them a quarter of an inch smaller than what they're actually going to fit into, just to give them enough space to fit up into where they're supposed to go easily. Last year I made them a little too tight and we had to use some hammers, but it worked, and they're all in place and they're tight. But this year we're going to give them a little space. And the reason that was the whole reason we cut them down on these smaller pieces, make it more easier to maneuver and cut and measure and do all that stuff. So, good cut. Now we have a nailer or something. I was actually thinking about making cabinets for your future kitchen.
Ooh.
Or just like framing or something.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, when we cut them down into our soffits, that's what it'll look like. We gotta drill some holes. We'll be drilling holes here and here and putting some wire mesh on it. I don't know if you heard that squirrel, but we want to prevent them from getting into our house because they like to go into the roofs of people's houses. They like that cotton candy.
Here's the big lake today. Pretty deep. Like, get a boat partially to our property right now.
Alright, so we got our soffits cut down to their trimmed fit size. So this is what they're going to be when they go into in between the trusses. And now we're punching our holes. And basically I just spaced them 6 inches off of the edge from each side and 6 inches up from the end board. So I'll just take my speed square quick. Mark a 6. Mark a 6. Sorry, I'm all greasy and grimy from work.
Yeah, all right.
And then I'll just punch a hole. And that'll be the vent hole for our soffit. Flip it over. Get rid of some of this nasty fucking destruction. That's why you punch it from the outside in, so it doesn't do that on the outside. And then I've already cut these out. This is just out of some screen meshing that you get from the hardware store. It's just aluminum screen meshing. It's nothing fancy. I just take a wire wheel and we'll cut square chunks out. I think these guys cut them at 4x4 with a 2-inch hole. So just take that over that guy. And I'll just staple one spot and then just go all the way around it, pulling tension on the mesh. There you go. And we'll do another one over here on this side. So we'll do 2 per soffit. All right, so there's our soffit builds. We're gonna cut out some blocking. It'll probably be like 4-inch blocking, nothing special. That'll get tied into our trusses as well as our end board. And then once we put these up in there, we'll staple that to that, and then we'll spray foam around this outer edge. And we use a rodent spray foam because we do have squirrels and stuff. And if they really wanted to get into the house, they probably could just chew through the freaking roof. They're so aggressive. But this just helps deter them a little bit. And we like this design because it puts good airflow up into the roof. And we keep the ridge cap open. And you'll see that when we go to put the roof on itself, which we're doing here shortly. So we'll hope to catch you guys on that next one for the roof install.
And this is what the finished product will look like. Our holes and our mesh down in there. Yeah. Quick update on our tent covered lake or ice skating rink. It's no longer an ice skating rink and it's back into a lake, but the ground we think has broken, is what we call it, when it just starts kind of soaking up because it's much more shallow than it was. This was way deeper than it is now. It's like just barely over the gravel. I guess it is still ice in here. Oh yeah, it is. Woohoo. Cool, that's exciting. I think it was deeper the first year we were here. Yeah, I don't think it was bad this year, which is nice. Right there.
What are you doing with that one? You want me to cut that one? I don't feel comfortable cutting it with you holding on to it.
You find the scrap pieces? And give it to puppy? Puppy bear.
Thank you. Now I've got to measure them all. This is not the same size. It doesn't go with those ones. These are the ones we need.
Struggles of building with toddlers.
doesn't even have a straight cut on it.
What you doing up there, Justin?
I'm putting our blocking up for our soffits, so we can secure our soffits up to in between the rafters. Most of it should.
Justin's up here installing the blocking for our soffits.
Around my nails. Actually kind of works out pretty nice.
It's the other sets of blocking on the back side, or bottom side, I guess you could say. Do it. That's how he gets the soffits up into place. Ooh. Now it's getting windy.
Too snug.
Boop. Right into place.
Typically it's not that hard to put in, but that one was.
Well, of course, because I'm filming it. Secures it right up into that board that you can see there.
That blocking?
Yep, that blocking. That's what they look like when they're all in.
And that allows airflow in between our metal roof. Won't be metal, it'll be sheeted, so it'll be OSB in here, but there'll be airflow on the bottom side of the sheeting up to the ridge, which will be vented. And, yeah, you'll never see it again.
So this is what it'll look like with the blocking. And then he's got the soffits installed there. And then we'll end up spray foaming all of that. So once this is done, and totally done, and the roof is done, this is what they look like. This is after, what, a year and a half? Still looks pretty fantastic.
We'll be spray foaming.
Yep.
Cool. Look there.
Comes Justin.
Shaking his can. Like you just don't care.
Have to go up and do some spray foam. It's a beautiful day. I don't even know how hot it is, but it's hot. Feels great. Like summer. There's your spray foam on the top of the soffits. Sorry, my angle is really weird.
Yeah, that's it.
There's where the original starts. Here's where the new one started. Dawson got them all done today.
We're moving.
Dawson's excited. And here's the other side. Pretty awesome. Here's how the soffits look on the inside after they're all done. Not quite as nice of a day today. Hopefully the sun peeks out a little more here, but the soffits look awesome. You got the spray foam in there too. That seams. I don't think you can really see it, but it's in there. Pretty awesome. One way that you can build and install your own soffits. Now that we're up here, you can see the spray foam sides a little bit better on our soffits as well.
And that just helps prevent airflow because right here is the wall crease. And then we'll spray foam underneath all of this. In between the top plate and the soffit, it'll be solid spray foam from the inside. But we want to make sure that the airflow doesn't come in between here and get under their insulation and hit our roof barrier. Ooh.
Nice.
Well, at least there's a soffit there.
No kidding. And just like that, our road is mainly dry. Been 4 days since that last video, which is kind of crazy. How much snow has melted and how much it's dried out. These did become pretty big lakes, but dried out pretty quick, so I'm pretty excited. I think obviously we got more snow to melt. It's not totally done yet. We'll probably get more rain and snow and whatnot. I don't think we're totally out of the water yet, but it's looking good. Hard to tell, but right here was where that big lake was. Dried up really quick this year. It's sloppy, but a lot better than it was because it took up like this entire little Y before. Here's our driveway. Is all cleared out for the most part. That big puddle. Oh, see it right here. Homestead. Pretty much dried up over here though, which is nice. guys. Thanks for coming along on our little road adventure. Kind of cool to see the road clearing and all the snow and all the water and stuff. But this year it drained pretty quick, so nice that that's done. At least the main water season is over. So pretty quick. On to summertime, guys.